Hey everyone, in this video I'll show you how to build a high converting Shopify store ready to sell in less than 10 minutes, or at least we'll try. I've been into e-commerce for over 5 years, started with selling digital products and building stores for different customers, and even I'm surprised how easy it has become. So if you're a beginner, this tutorial will literally change the way you think about building Shopify stores, and it will actually stop you from wasting time or spending hundreds of dollars on overpriced themes or page builders. In this video I'm going to use Material because it already has everything we need, and if you don't know what it is basically a premium Shopify theme with different templates for different niches. So whether you're into drop shipping, whether you're into supplements, fashion, cosmetics, it has something for you. So instead of wasting time on design or any other stuff, we can focus on actually what matters and make it ready to sell. But if you don't want to use it, you can still follow along. It doesn't matter what team you're using because the stuff that I'm going to share with you is universal. So let's get right into it. First of all, when you log in into Shopify, you'll land on this dashboard. If you didn't create an account, make sure to click the link in the description because it will take you to a page where you can start using Shopify for $1 for the first 3 months. And once you're in your dashboard, you may be or not familiar with some things here, but I'll go pretty quick showing you some important stuff. For example, here on the left side, you can see most of our main store menus, such as products, orders, marketing, analytics. I mean, we don't need to go through everything. You're basically going to use those along with building and setting up your store. First, let's actually make sure the right settings are in check before we start building our actual store. So on the left side, let's click on settings. And first we have this general tab. Make sure to click here on store details and make sure you have the right information here, such as your store name, your store email, and store number if you have one. So what we're going to do is just enter the name of our brand and then you can save. Then right here, you can see the primary currency of your store. I like to set it to US dollars since most of our customers will come from US. You can put euro or whatever you want. And the rest, you can keep everything else intact. And that's pretty much all. Now let's go to the payments tab. Really important here, you want to make sure to set up your payment method so that customers can actually check out your products because there's no other way they can buy from you if they can't pay you, right? So what I recommend is using Shopify payments. It's probably the best option so far. So all you have to do is just fill in your details, connect your bank account, and that's pretty much all. Make sure to also activate PayPal as an additional payment method because most people will also pay with PayPal and it's just good to have it there, right? Next, we have the checkout tab. Make sure this checkbox is unchecked so you don't require your customers to sign in their account before checkout. You don't want to do this because you want to make it as fast as possible for them to pay you. The more you overcomplicate their process, the lower your conversion rate will be. If you don't know what conversion rate is basically the percentage of people who land in your store and actually buy something. Now, moving on here down below at the customer information, you can keep this as recommended. You can also enable tipping if you want down below. And that's pretty much all at this moment. You can always go back and change these however you want. Now, after that, let's go to shipping and delivery. This part is more important than most beginners realize. If shipping isn't set up right, checkout won't even work. You'll see your general shipping profile, and this is your default setup. Start by checking your fulfillment location, basically where your products are shipping from. If you're shipping from home or warehouse, make sure that address is correct. Then look at shipping zones. A zone is just the area where your shipping rates apply, and by default, Shopify creates one for your country, which is called domestic, and one for international markets. You can edit, remove, or create new zones if you want, and inside each zone, you can select different countries, you can set your shipping rates. For example, you can do $5 shipping for your country, domestic, and you can do as well $10 for international markets. You can also name your rates like standard or express or however you want, and you can also add estimated delivery times. Later on, you can make it more advanced, but for now, we just have to keep it simple. Once shipping is done, let's go to the final tab we need to check, which is the policies tab. These are so important. Here you can set your refund, your privacy, your terms of service, shipping policy, and a few other important ones like legal notice or cancellation policy, but we'll focus on the important ones. Shopify makes this very easy. You can click on each one and generate a basic template with a single click. Then you can just update it with your own information. And once saved, these policies automatically show up in the footer of your checkout. I'll show you that later on, which is so important for your customers because I can't imagine a store without policies. They are so important, so make sure to set those up. And that's pretty much everything for now. We'll go into more later. So now that we finished one of the most essential settings, we are already 50% done with our store. And this took us probably, I think, 5 minutes. And now let's actually go to customize our store. When we go back to the dashboard on the left side, let's click on online store. And this is basically where your Shopify keeps your themes, your pages, and everything that controls how your store looks basically. And if you're here for the first time, you probably see the default Shopify theme. You probably tried before. And realize that it's pretty, I would say, basic, right, and simple. So if you want to create something more branded, more good looking, and having more flexibility in terms of design and features, I will say that Horizon and some of the other default Shopify themes, and as well some really expensive ones, are pretty limited. Now, I'm not saying they're not good, because Horizon is pretty easy to use just to learn the basics. But if you want to skip all of that and actually get your store ready, we are going to use Materia. So up here, all we have to do is just click on upload zip file and just upload Materia. For this video, as an example, we're going to use this beauty template. Since let's say we are selling a beauty product as an example for this video, that's why I selected this template, because it's appropriate to the product that we are going to sell. But if you sell, for example, clothing or jewelry, or you're selling digital products, or I don't know, anything else, you can use any other template. When you get a theme, you get all the templates included. So you're not getting just one, you basically get all of them for different niches. Wait until it loads, and all we have to do is hit publish. Now let's click right here on edit theme. If you're not familiar with the Shopify theme editor, let's recap some basics so you understand this and everything becomes easier. First, we have this sections part, which is basically the stack of multiple elements of your store. The pages of your store are basically made up of sections, and each section you can basically customize its settings to make it look a certain way, or upload content, change the images, change the text, and many other things. You can hide the section by clicking here. You can delete the section if you want, and you can also grab it and you can reorder them and position them however you want. And if you click in between them, you can click on this plus icon, and then you have this search model opening up where you can add multiple sections. And what's cool about Materia compared to different themes is that you can see that it has so many sections. It has over 70 plus sections, so you're pretty much infinite in terms of design. Here we can control, the more general settings of the theme of the store, so we can upload our own logo. So if I click here on this logo tab, I can upload my own logo, and you can see that is displaying right here in the header section. Now, right here, you can see we have different sliders where we can adjust the size of the logo. And also, if you want to change the position of it, we can simply click on the header section and just look for this logo alignment option. And as you can see, we can align this to the left or to the right. Next, right here in the theme settings under logo tab, we have this favicon tab, which is basically that small icon that shows up in the browser tabs. It's really important to add this, I would say, because you can create one inside Canva. As you can see, it's basically a smaller version of your logo. Next, we have animations, so we can disable this. And as you can see, if I scroll down, there are no animations. So let's enable this back. Next, we have typography. Here you basically set the fonts of your store for headings and body text. You can see that you can upload custom fonts or import Google fonts, which is pretty cool, I would say. Or you can use the fonts that are inside Shopify. We can also set up our social media icons. So all we need is to add links of our socials here, and the icons will show up in the footer right here down below and in different places as well. And yeah, there are so many things that you can play with. It's so complex. It would take me so much to go through everything. So that's why in this video, we're going to stick to the essentials. Next up, here in the right side of the page, you will see this switcher where I can basically just switch between different views. So I can see how my store looks in full screen or on mobile devices. I'll always recommend checking when you make store changes, how your store looks on mobile as well. 70 to 80% of your customers will come from mobile devices. So make sure that everything looks good on mobile devices as well. Now, if you look at our homepage, this is basically what our customers will see when they first land on our website. It's one of the most important pages, I would say, this and the product page. And as you can see, everything's pretty much structured the way it should be. The order of the sections, everything looks pretty clean. Comparing this to Horizon or, Dawn or any other theme, this already has a very good starting point, I would say. So first, starting with the header, as you can see, we have our logo added. Here you can see we have these menu links, which are basically our main menu navigation. This is so important for your customers because they will look for important pages such as home, products, contact, different pages. So as you can see, Shopify creates these as default for you, but to set those up however you want, let me actually show you how the navigation works. If we click here, you can see the menu selector. We can go to our main menu so that we can edit our links. From here, basically, we can add a new menu item. For example, all we have to do is just click add menu item, type in the name. In our case, let's add products. And then all we have to do is just select where you want that link to point. And what's really cool about that is that you can also create sub-menus inside those menu items. So for example, under products, you can have different sub-menu links. Like, for example, let's create a new one. I'm going to call this new arrivals. Now let's create another one, and I'm gonna call this best sellers. And now to make the sub menu, I'm going to drag these under the product menu link. Once you added all of your links, just hit save. And now when we go back to the theme editor, you will see those new menu items automatically showing up in your header. You can also set up your footer menu the same way, but I'm going to show you that later on. Now, at the very top, we have this hero slideshow, and this is basically where you make your first impression. You can add multiple slides with different images and headlines. You can just replace this demo image content with your actual lifestyle images or with a clean banner. Now inside Canva, you can find pretty much a lot of good banner templates for hero sections. You can customize them and add them to the slideshow. Now, right below that, we have this cool announcement bar where you can basically display different information, such as if you are offering free shipping, or if you're running a Christmas sale, or whatever thing you are running. You can add a free shipping text, or if you have some special discount, you can enter here as well. Now, below this, we have this category section. Here we can replace those images with our actual images if we want. Now, if you don't have multiple products, entire catalog with different collections and stuff, you can just delete this section. But if you have, it's perfect for directing people exactly where you want them to click first. It's just a better way to organize your products. So that's why collections exist in the first place. Now, you can change these images with your real product shots. You can change the titles or link them directly to collections or landing pages. Now, let me actually show you how we can create a collection, because let's say we want people to click on this and it needs to redirect them to our collection. And this part is actually really simple. Just go to your main dashboard, head over to products and click on collections. Here you can add a short description and even assign products to the collection. But since we haven't added any products yet to the store, we're just leaving empty for now. You can also upload an image if you want to make it look cleaner, but that's optional. Now, once everything is set up, just click save. And now let's go back to the team. Moving on. Next up is this product section. You can display different products from different collections basically. But for now, as you can see, we have no products there because we haven't added any products to our store, which I'm going to show you immediately how to do that. So let's go back to the main Shopify dashboard. And right here, all we have to do is just click on products, then add product. And the first thing you add here is the product title. Make sure it's clean and try to go for a maximum 5 words or something like that. 5 or 6 words. You don't want a very long product title. It's going to look messy. Then all we have to do is just add our description. Again, normally you would think that you'll add everything about the product, because it helps someone understand what they're buying and, other stuff. But let's say you're going to add all of this, you'll end up with a giant block of text, which is going to look ugly. And what I recommend is packing all that information, such as, ingredients, source, how to apply it, all of the product information basically into collapsible rows, or you can pack all of that information into your product page. Don't make it a long, messy block of text that nobody reads, because nobody's going to read that. Of course, you just have to add a short description. You can write it with ChatGPT or by yourself, and it's going to look nice. And that's pretty much all. Now, here we have the media section. Here we're going to upload our product images. I always say that good product photography makes people trust your store. I've seen so many stores fail just because their product shots are a complete garbage. A clean white background and clear angles are already better than what most people do. So all you have to do is just add multiple images. You can add 3 or 4. If possible, you can show the product news. If you have lifestyle photos, even better. You can also use AI for product photography. You can find a lot of apps on Google. If you're doing dropshipping, make sure to use high quality photos and make sure they are consistent and they look nice and are high quality and all of that. Now, moving on, here we have our pricing. You will see price and compare at price. Now, the compare at price is optional, but it's great if you're running a sale. For example, if your product normally costs $29, but you set the price at $19 and the compare at price at $29, it will automatically show up as a discount on your website. You can add SKU, you can add barcode and inventory information if you are tracking stock. If not, you can leave it as a product that doesn't track inventory. If your product comes in multiple variants like different mixtures or colors, you can add those too. Just make sure your images and pricing match each variant. Now let's go to shipping. If this is a physical product, you just check the box for shipping and set the weight. Shopify uses this to calculate shipping costs basically. So if it's a digital product, you can just leave this unchecked. And once you fill everything, all we have to do is just click save, and we are pretty much done with adding our product. Now let's see how it looks in the store. Let's go back to our team, and you'll see the product appear right here. You can see that the product card looks very clean. I love the animations, and yeah, pretty cool. Now moving on, we got this countdown timer section. This one is great for urgency. For example, if you're doing a sale or a product drop, you can delete this if you want. You can replace with something else. You have full freedom. Now, scrolling down here, we have this image with text to show more information about the product. So let's say we want to change this image with our actual product image. Let's click on a section and let's look for the image picker right here. And as you can see here, we can upload our own image. After that, let's click save. We can also add benefits of our product. It's just a better way of showing information, right? People don't want to read walls of text. They just scan the page. Right after that, we have more sections and this comparison table section, which most teams don't come with. And you can compare your product or brand against others, which I think is pretty cool. It's a really interesting section. We can change this logo right here with our actual logo, but as you can see, it's already updated. If you don't like the colors, you can also change that as well. You know, pretty much everything, I would say. Then we have this testimonial section, which is the most essential thing to have. Like, social proof is non-negotiable. If I click right here to add sections and search for testimonials, you can see that Materia comes with multiple testimonial sections, as you can see, so you can pretty much add whatever you want. Now, if we actually added the product, let's actually see how the product page works and how it looks, because this is really important. If we click up here, we can navigate through our store basically. So let's click on products and click right here to open it up. Here you can see our product page, how clean everything looks, and just so you can see what I mean between using any other team and using Materia. The difference is insane, right? And what's really cool about the product page is that you can create so many layouts. For example, if I click here, you can see this section has those things called blocks. And these are basically the building blocks of the section. And what's really cool about this is that Materia has over 18 or over 20 blocks. And this kind of stuff you won't find anywhere else. Let's add, for example, a countdown badge. Wait a few seconds and you'll see it right here. If I click on it, I can edit its settings and I can change how it looks. I can pretty much do whatever I want. And if I click on it, I can also position it where I want. So it looks pretty clean. Now, let's say we want to add another thing. Let's go with this info rows. Wait a few seconds. And as you can see, it looks pretty clean. We can change this with our own information. This is actually really fun to play with, to be honest. Now, again, comparing this to the majority of product pages you get from other teams, it's not even close. The overall product page is very clean. And yeah, if we scroll down, you can see that we have multiple sections. We can add multiple sections if we want. We can offer more information about our product in a better way so that we can increase the trust of our customers. Now, let's go back to the homepage. And what we have here is this really cool Instagram promo section. This basically lets you display images directly from your Instagram page. I would say it's a smart way to build trust fast because people love seeing real content. So you can just swap out those images with your actual social media images. Now, below everything, we got the footer section, which is fully customizable. Like, for example, if I want to make this white, I can just change this color scheme right here. If I click on it and I just reverse it and pretty much create a lot of color schemes for this. You can add your address, contact details, email, and all of your social links. Here we can also set up your footer menu, which needs to include things like contact pages, legal policies, very important stuff to set those up. So let's click here, click on edit. And here we can name this legal or policies. Let's go with policies. And basically what we want to do is to add menu items for each of our policy pages. For example, let's add a privacy policy and make this redirect to the privacy policy. Now let's actually make one for the terms of service. And of course, make this redirect to the actual terms of service page. And once you're done with it, make sure to save it. Now, when someone scrolls down to the bottom of your store, as you can see, those links are displaying in the footer. It's very important for trust. When people don't see these links, their instinct is that, oh, no, this store might be sketchy. I'm not going to buy from this. And when they do, it immediately feels more credible. All right, quick recap. We just gone through the settings. We customized the theme, built our homepage, added our products, created collections, walked through the product page, added our menu. I would say that we did like a lot. Now, there are a couple of more things we need to go through, such as setting up our domain. By default, Shopify gives you a myshopify.com URL. I mean, it works fine, but you need an actual domain, such as .com, .net. So let's go back to our main dashboard. And on the left side, let's click on Settings, then Domain. And here you can either buy a new domain directly through Shopify or just connect one you already own. Now, if you buy it through Shopify, it's instant, but I don't really recommend that. What I've been using for so long is called Hostinger. You can get .com domains pretty cheap there. I think you can get a .com domain for $10 or something like that. I'm going to attach a video tutorial that you can watch that shows you how to connect your Hostinger domain with Shopify. It's a very simple process. It probably takes you like 5 minutes or something like that. Now, once your domain is connected, you need to activate it as your primary domain, and that's the URL customers will see. Having a clean domain builds trust instantly, and people are far more likely to buy from real domains like .com or .net, maybe .co. So yeah, just get a real domain. Now let's go to check more settings such as taxes. For taxes, double check that the settings match your business location. Let's actually check payments as well. And these should already be set up. Just make sure that your payment gateway is verified, and that's pretty much all you need in the first place. If you follow along with this step by step, your store is now ready to go live. The final thing I would check is to see if the theme is published live and get rid of the password so that visitors can actually access our website. So for that, you need to select a Shopify plan. I recommend going with the basic one. As you can see, we have different plans right here. I recommend going with the basic one. And the most important final thing I would say is to actually go through a checkout flow to make sure it works to order a product, because you don't want to launch and realize that people can't check out your product. So yeah, for that, you can do a test order by yourself. We can go to our website, simply add a product to the cart, and test to see if everything works well. And once you're done with all of that, once everything works great, you can always go back, adjust more things, design your website, upload new images, add new sections, change your colors, do pretty much everything, right? It's just a matter of taste and creativity. In this video, we covered the basics of Shopify so you can understand how it works. It's very easy. You don't need to code. You don't need massive experience. And that's why I'm a huge fan of Materia. You can build Shopify stores like this pretty fast, and they actually look good, and it doesn't need to be that complicated. If you want to try it out, again, you can find the link in the description of this video, or you can just go to our website. I'm very thankful that you stayed with me until this point. You already know more than the majority of people, and that's pretty good. If this helped you, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, make sure to comment on this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video helped you, and see you in the next one. Peace.